Hey babe, I am so proud of you. Staying locked in, hitting your goals, motivating other women, and even motivating me. These videos take a lot of time and I don't get paid for them since they're copyrighted, but I do it because I love helping you. If you'd like to support me so I can keep creating more, longer, better videos, you can do that through my Patreon or directly through my Cash App. Your support truly helps me keep this going and means the world to me.
You can literally be fat and not know it. Hi guys, I'm Nairi. I've lost 54 pounds using a calorie deficit, cardio, and weightlifting. I just saw a girl say she suffers from weight blindness. 100% a thing. For reference, this is me at 205 pounds. This is me today. So what I will say is, I didn't know that I looked like that when I was that big, and I think that's the case for a lot of people, but I also think it's now carrying over into my weight loss. Let me explain. So when I was larger, I didn't feel that big, but now that I'm smaller, I feel bigger. Last time I had weighed myself when I was that size, prior to the 205 number that I got, I was maybe like 157 or something like that. Like, no way you gained almost 50 pounds and didn't notice it. I did. It's probably some kind of body dysmorphia. But it is what it is. Weight blindness is a thing. Ask someone if you look big. You might.
I hate to be the one to break it to you. Going to the gym 6 days a week, eating healthy and whole foods, taking life seriously, taking supplements, really does heal everything.
Oh my God. This comment right here. Weight blindness is so real. I didn't realize how big I was until after I lost all the weight. My family and friends hyped me up saying I was just thick. They lied. They lied. They are liars. Hold on. I was getting too excited. But that is so real. I resonate with that so much because people used to call me thick, right? I had more of a favorable body type. You know how you're big top, little bottom, big the bottom, little literal top, right? That's until everything started to merge, right? I became to have a bigger top and a bigger bottom. My bottom just got outrageously bottom big. Outrageously bottom big. Let me show you. Because a lot of people don't seem to believe that I was 200 pounds. Y'all, it gets up there real fast. I just carried it well. But let me show you. Hold on. Okay, y'all. So this is me when I was in my biggest era. Now let me show you the points that held the most weight on me. It was my thighs, my butt, my chest, my arms. Well, I guess that's everywhere. I guess that's everywhere. But my legs were always significant. In my belly, like, oh my gosh, guys. I was big. I was a big girl. Like, I was a big girl. And the thing is, people kept calling me thick. Look at my face. I was so swollen. The more you know. They will lie to you with that. So if your family's telling you, oh, you're just thick, reevaluate, because they could be lying to you. Not even your family. It should really be your people, your friends, stuff. Your family usually will tell you, but your friends, you got to be careful with that. Look at my legs. Look at my thigh. Holy moly, I was carrying so much weight around my body.
Right, you know what nobody tells you when you lose a bunch of weight? Actually, hold on, I need some more gloss. Let's come out of the gym. We can never have enough gloss. You know what no one tells you when you lose weight? The confidence that you get when you realize you really like toned and tightened up is actually crazy. Like, I'm looking at myself like, how you coming, Kai? How you coming? How you feeling? How y'all feeling? Y'all don't look like y'all feeling good. And y'all not looking good either. Y'all not looking.
What I look like now is what I thought I looked like 90 pounds heavier. I think they call it weight blindness. I don't know. And I still have more weight to lose. Like, I'm still on my weight loss journey, so I'm not nowhere near done. But when I look at my pictures of when I was at my heaviest, I thought then that I looked like what I look now, if that makes sense. And now that I look at myself, I'm like, the body dysmorphia kicks in, because sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, I don't know. And I literally was just asking my best friend, like, do I really look how I look Does that make sense? Like when I take my pictures right now at this moment, when I post my gym pictures, all that other stuff, my full body pics, do I actually look like this in person? Because sometimes I feel like when I look at myself, I still see the bigger girl. I don't see the one that's lost like 90 pounds. Isn't that so weird how that works? It's like, I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of stuff going on in the brain. But I say that to say it's so funny because I don't know how, like when I was at my biggest, I thought I was skinny as fuck. If you could be anything, be so fucking for real. But here we are, we're 90 pounds down and we're still going, you know, and that's all I got.
How do I explain that leggings made me fat? Okay, leggings are the sole reason on why I gained so much weight and why I had weight blindness. When you put on clothes every single day that just fit, no matter what, just fit, perfect, okay? I never realized that I gained a pound. One day I saw a photo of myself and I was like, really? Like, you did that? You fucking did that? Like, okay, yeah, it's time, okay? But I have to say this also. Lululemon is so far superior to any workout brand out there. I don't care what anybody says. Lululemon had me squeezing into a size 6 and I was like, I'm a 6. I'm a 6, okay? Like, I'm a smaller size. I'm fine. The stretch on those things, out of control. Out of control. I still wear the same leggings, same tops, like sports bras that I wore when I was 80 pounds heavier. Fit like a glove. Fit like a fucking glove. Would have thought I bought them yesterday, okay? Lululemon is the way to go. Maybe it's not. Actually, maybe it's not, because you don't want the same thing to happen to you that happened to me. But wow. Quality insane, okay?
Weight blindness is so real. You can really convince yourself, oh, I'm not that big, I'm just whole thick. Time you are super huge. I was super low on self-esteem at this time. I'm so glad I fell in love with the gym because the only thing that was stopping me was consistency. The more you show up for yourself, the more results you will see. So this is your sign to get in the gym, girl. Get in the gym.
Okay, you guys, please tell me I'm not alone on this. Why, when I was a size 18-20, I felt like I was a size 4-6. I was walking around like I was a size 6. Now that I'm a size 4-6, why do I feel like a size 18-20? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Health and wellness tips that I've learned on Skinny Talk and as somebody who has naturally lost over 25 pounds and counting. Number 1 is walking over 10,000 steps every single day. If your goal is to lose weight, you need to start walking. You need to put on a cute little workout outfit, your cute little tennis shoes, and get your ass outside and go for a walk. I cannot emphasize the importance of walking because walking is a low impact, low intensity workout that actually doesn't spike your cortisol levels like any high intensity workouts do. Walking will keep your body nice and lean. It will help improve your gut health. It will help improve your digestive health. It will literally get rid of your bloating. It will keep your tummy on flat, keep your booty nice and perky. Number 2 is eating foods that support your gut health. Your gut health is the mitochondria of your body. It is literally the powerhouse of your entire body. If your gut health isn't functioning properly, you're gonna have a harder time losing weight. Your skin is gonna look like shit. You're gonna feel like shit. Your energy levels are gonna be so low. So it's always important to eat foods that are going to support a happy and healthy gut. I'm talking about lean proteins, fruits, vegetables, more whole foods and less processed foods. Next is taking 1 to 2 tablespoons or 1 to 2 capfuls of apple cider vinegar and diluting it in a glass of warm water and drinking that first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Apple cider vinegar contains a lot of amazing antioxidant properties and anti-inflammatory properties, help reduce inflammation in your body. Apple cider vinegar actually helps to balance out your insulin levels, which is very important, especially when it comes to weight loss. It also can support healthy cortisol levels, a healthy gut, healthy skin, immunity, and literally so much more. I know this last one might be a little controversial to some people, but stop lifting heavy all the time. I was seriously in the gym lifting heavy weights 4 to 6 times a week. I was starting to look like a Buffalo big back, a linebacker, whatever type of extremely oogly boogly thing that you could think of, I was starting to look like. I was holding so much inflammation and weight in my tummy region. But the second that I started to switch to doing Pilates 3 times a week on top of doing my 10,000 steps every single day and on top of lifting heavy just once a week, literally changed my body for the better.
Why is no one talking about how easy it is for plus size women over 200 pounds to lose weight. How would I know? Because I used to be one. As someone who went from a size 18 to a size 6 and lost 80 pounds, I'm here to tell you that the only difficult part is stepping out of your comfort zone. And if you've gotten too comfortable with being obese, it's gonna seem like a struggle. The key to sustainable and lasting weight loss is found within your habits. Your habits are both the problem and the solution. Anyways, follow me for more.
In order to lose the weight, there is one thing that you need to have, and it is to be fed up. I'm 26 right now. I'm on my weight loss journey to lose about 10 to 15 pounds. I'm 160 pounds now. So ideally, I like to get down to 145 pounds before summer, fingers crossed. But when I was 15 years old, I was 204 pounds, maybe 206 pounds. I don't know what it is about that number. I was so scared. I was at the doctor's office. They weighed me and I was like, whoa. I cried myself to sleep for months after that because not only did I feel overweight and uncomfortable, but I saw the number and something about that like made my brain just click. I just decided to start losing the weight. I was fed up feeling uncomfortable and unattractive, and all the guys would go out with my thinner friends. Like, I was like, it was. And over the course of about a year, I lost like almost 50 pounds, honestly. I went down from like 206 to like 100, I'm sorry, what am I saying? 206 to 160 pounds. And that is how much I weigh today. I've never been able to break past the 160 mark because once you've been like 200 pounds, you're like, oh, like this is good enough. And I've decided that this is not good enough anymore. And for the past, I don't know, like 10 or 12 years or so, I've just like teetered between like 10, 15, 20 pounds, but I've always kind of like, I never gained the weight back fully. I just want to say this as a piece of motivation for you. Like, you have to be fed up enough to make the change, to have the discipline to do something different and to want something different for yourself and for your body. And when I was 15, 16 years old, I finally got a taste of that, and that's what made me lose the weight.
I seen a creator saying that she was embarrassed about stepping on the scale and weighing 180 pounds. And I was about to flex with my 180. The fact that I weigh 180, I thought that was a flex. Okay, going from 260 to 180, I was finna step on the scale and thought I was flexing. So 180 is big still? I'm trying to get down to like 175, 170, because I like my weight right now. But I was finna get on this internet, step on the scale and flex, until she stepped on the scale and said 180 and she needs to lose weight. And I think she was taller than me. I'm 180 and I'm 5'4". And she was 180. I think she was like 5'6". And she was saying that she needs to go on a weight loss journey. Now, I know everybody's weight is different and everybody's goals is different. But I was really about to step on the scale and flex until I seen that she said 180 was big for her. When 180 for me is small. It's small for me. So the creator that came on here and said 250 pounds is her goal weight, I understand why she said 250 pounds is her goal weight. Because maybe she's starting at 400 pounds. I don't know. And maybe getting to 250 is her goal at the moment.
So as someone who used to be 131 kgs and has now lost over 60 kgs, I see a lot of people talking about weight blindness at the moment. I was so unaware as to how big I was. Also in denial that I was a plus size girl. Like, I was like, I can easily fit into Glassons. I can easily fit into the size 16. In fact, I thought 14. Go figure. I was a size 18 to 20 through and through. I think I even had a pair of pants that were a size 22. And in my mind, I was like, it's not me, it's the pants. I would see candid photos of me and I genuinely would not recognize who that was. I was like, who is that? That is not me. And then it got to a point where I stopped taking photos because I was truly like, no, it's the camera. The camera is the problem, it's not me. Which, Slay, love that fucking confidence, girl. For me, when I started to realize that, maybe you're a bit bigger than you think, girl, was when I was actually filling out my application for weight loss surgery and you had to put in what you weighed. And I hadn't stepped on a scale in years because, again, denial. I don't want to know the number because I would probably find a way to make it not true. You know what? I'll just do a guesstimate of how much I weigh. I met with my surgeon, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, 115 kgs, is that like a guesstimate of what you weigh? And I was like, yeah, I'm about 115, like, give or take, you know. No, I was 131 kgs. I thought I was 15 kgs lighter than I was at the time. Like, girl, what kind of delulu is that? 131 and you thought you were 115. Also, when I found out that I was 131 kgs, I was like, that's not that big though. Weight blindness is 100% true. For me, it was the point that I was in denial of how unhealthy and how overweight I was. I was not doing much for my health.
The most humbling thing about weight blindness is how hot I thought I used to look. Obviously, because at 250, I thought I looked like me now. I thought I was the hottest bitch in the room. I thought same. I thought I was the baddest alive. And now I just look at photos and I'm like, there is no way you had that confidence and you looked like that. Not to say confidence isn't a good thing, but y'all, I thought I was some hot shit, some frying pan, a little stove top, a Bunsen burner, may I. I thought I was hot shit. And it is the most humbling thing to look back in photos where you thought, oh, I look good. I hate to break it to you, babe. But you did it.
Gross. I lost 15 pounds in just over a month, and one of the ways I did that was not by taking things away. No, ma'am. I would treat myself, okay? Anytime I hit a new milestone, I would buy myself something to help and incentivize my journey, whether that's a new sports bra, a workout top, some leggings, some socks, investing in a good pair of headphones, whatever it is. You don't have to spend a lot of coin either. Find the deals, buy it secondhand, but you deserve it, and you need to incentivize yourself because you're already doing a really hard thing by changing your lifestyle and trying to get better. Okay, get after it.
You know what don't get discussed enough when it comes to weight loss is how when you start your journey, you'll be like, okay, I just need to lose this little 10 pounds, or I just want to work out so I can lose this little stomach. Baby, when I tell you, when I started my weight loss journey, I would have never thought that I needed to lose 70 plus pounds. My heaviest weight was 269. Last time I weighed myself, I was 196, and I still feel like I'm not where I want to be. And it's just, I be looking in the mirror, it's like, damn, I was big as hell, and these people ain't said nothing. Ain't nobody say, oh, you need to slow down, or maybe you shouldn't be snacking or something. It's just so funny to me how weight blindness work. I look in the mirror and I be like, damn, how big was I? I had to be big as hell.
You wanna tell your friends that you're leaving me. They say that they don't see what you see in me. You wait a couple months, then you gon' see. You'll never find nobody better than me.
The absolute craziest part about losing 60 pounds is that I still think I'm fat, right? And like some clothes I won't even wear because I'm like, no, you literally look ridiculous. But then back then when I used to be over 200 pounds, like I would wear certain outfits and in my head I'm like, oh, I look good. Like, just let me show you. Like, baby girl, what were you doing wearing a corset top that was crop with some oversized, like in this picture, it doesn't look too bad. Or like, here's another one, and this isn't even at my heaviest. This is just, I used to not take pictures, but like this, girl, that top is supposed to go over your pants. Oh my God. Why did anybody stop me, girl? And then there's this picture of me with the lobster, has nothing to do with my outfit, but me posting with a lobster. You should have posed jogging. You should, actually, matter of fact, I should have been posing at the gym with my mouth open, looking at myself in the mirror, realizing how fat and ugly I was. Oh my God, the weight blindness is just so insane.
You guys want to know something that gets me every single time I tell someone that I am on a weight loss journey is when they're like, why? I'm always like, huh? What do you mean, why? And I know that they never mean any harm by it, but it always makes me wonder. Like, I know that I had now what we're calling weight blindness, but do other people have that too? Is that a thing? And so like, I always know, I'm like, okay, this is my opportunity to show them my transformation, and they're always caught so far off guard. Like, what? Like, you looked like that?
And it always kills me. I'm always like, were you just being nice? Or did you really not see and remember that version of me? Like, is that a thing? Other people having weight blindness for you? Even people that you don't see like all the time, is that a thing? Someone tell me, does that happen to you? Because it literally boggles my mind every single time. Okay, that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna need a psychologist or someone to tell me the logic behind this, okay? So, when I was a size 16, 18, I felt like a size 8 to 10. I was confident. I identified as a size 8 to 10, okay? Now I've lost 4 stone and I am a size 8 to 10. I feel like a size 16, 18. When I look in the mirror, I don't see any difference to what I did 6 months ago. My clothes tell me that there's a difference, but even then I'm like, oh, maybe they just come out of the wash like a bit bigger, you know? I can't logic it in my mind. Like, how do I fix this, please? How do I fix it? Someone tell me.
Here are 3 weight loss tips that most people don't talk about. 1, wear jeans more often. Leggings and yoga pants tend to stretch with you, but jeans, no, they hold you accountable. So you're gonna see your waistline progress. No more weight blindness. 2, celebrate your small wins, okay? And it doesn't have to be with food. It can be buying a new pair of leggings, buying a new water bottle. Some of y'all buy way too many, but you get the point. Last but not least, romanticize your meal prep. Cooking with the candlelight on, or cooking with music, buying cute containers for your protein oats, something that's going to make the process more enjoyable. That is more likely going to help you stick to it.
All over my For You page, I keep seeing girls talk about how they had weight blindness, and oh my god, I literally had that. Whenever people are like, girl, how did you get to be almost 300 pounds at one point? Girl, I told my doctor I wanted a breast reduction and he was like, homegirl, you actually are pre-diabetic, you just need to lose weight. Obviously, I knew I was bigger. I had to buy plus size clothing. I got kicked off roller coasters before, like I knew I was a bigger girl. But when I look at old pictures of myself, I'm like, was that me? Like, was that for real me? And like, I still feel like I have weight blindness. It's just like full on body dysmorphia now. I feel like I don't even really know what my body looks like, because after being in a bigger body so long and losing heck of weight, I look in the mirror and like, I feel like I look how I've always looked. Like, it's so weird to explain. It's like an outer body experience. But like, even my friends tell me like, we didn't realize you were that big until like we see you now and we look at old pictures. I'm like, yeah, girl, same.
What was that one video of yourself that you saw and you said, what the fuck am I doing? I need to get my shit together. Whether it's a picture or a video. Let me show you mine. Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, what the fuck? But then again, that whole weight gain, gaining weight blindness is a thing, because I kept telling myself like, yeah, I've gained a couple of pounds, like, yeah, I've let myself go a little bit, but like, it's fine. I'll start on Monday. Because you're always gonna start on Monday, right? You always say I'll start on Monday. That's bullshit. You start when you want to start. As simple as that. It doesn't have to be on Monday. But I saw that and I was like, oh my god. Well, maybe it's the sweater. It was not the sweater. But anyways, the next day I show one of my coworkers, and he's from Guyana. And I'm showing him the video and I'm expecting him to like laugh because it was supposed to be a funny video. This man's face, he was like, and I'm like, okay, but say something. He's like, damn, Sasha, you look huge. I'm like, I thought my Colombian aunt was rough back in the day when she would tell me that I had gained weight. No, this one's 10 times worse. If you need someone to bring you back to reality, get yourself a Guyanese coworker. Him saying that, like, me quedó aquí en la cabeza, me quedó grabadísimo. I literally could not stop thinking about him saying that. I'm like, wow, like, he's right. I need to get it together. And then I went to Colombia for my birthday, and then seeing those pictures, like for my birthday picture, I'm like, damn. And that was the push I needed. Sometimes we need that little push to get our shit together. So that video was back in January, I want to say, and we're about to start April, and I'm 26 pounds down. 26 pounds down now, and I couldn't be prouder. So all you need is that little push.
Yeah, weight blindness is so freaking real. Imagine losing over 100 pounds naturally and still feeling big even after you'd have lost 100 plus pounds. Think about how big you was before you lost 100 pounds.
The craziest thing that I've realized after losing weight is realizing that I weighed that much in the first place. Like, I feel like because I had all these people around me, someone would have told me if I was getting big. I weigh around 138 pounds right now. In August of last year, I was pushing 180. I was noticing things like the fact that I can't cross my legs really. And my jeans and my clothes aren't fitting like they used to. You would not catch me in a bikini, summer or not, or any tight-fitted clothing. But I wasn't attributing all these things to the fact that I gained weight. Like, that did not register in my mind. I was living in a constant state of delusion. My back was hurting, my knees, my hips was hurting, all of that for years, hurting. I just came here to say losing weight has been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Take this as your sign to be for real this time about losing the weight, because I was always that type too.
I genuinely didn't realize how big I was until I started losing weight. Like, I know a ton of people talk about like body dysmorphia, but like weight blindness? I personally was a person that was like never in photos, like, oh, don't get me in the picture. Like, babe, maybe that was for a reason, because now that I've lost over 50 pounds, I'm wanting to do like before and afters, like, oh, look how far you've come, la da 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 da. And I realized I really don't have a lot of pictures, especially of my full body, because so I asked my husband and my sister-in-law to send me the ones that they have. Ooh, who the hell is that? Genuinely don't recognize myself in those pictures. And that's because I didn't see myself as that big. Your mind plays these fun little games whenever you're overweight. At least mine did. Oh, it's just a bad angle. That mirror is a liar. I mean, it's fine. Like, I love myself and body positivity. The dryer shrunk my clothes. I just carry it really well. And I wonder if I'm going to feel the same way in 50 more pounds when I look back at this. And when you're losing a significant amount of weight, there's days where you feel great, you feel small, you feel comfortable, like things are happening. And then you have other days where you're like, I look exactly the same, which makes literally no sense. If you've also felt this way, drop a comment. I'm really trying to show more of this side of my weight loss journey, because I know someone out there needs to hear it. So follow along for more of this side of a weight loss journey, not just the before and afters, because my lord, there's a lot of in between.
People always talk about body dysmorphia, but nobody ever talks about weight blindness. And if you don't know, weight blindness is just the opposite of body dysmorphia. So with body dysmorphia, you might think your body looks bigger than what it actually is. And like with weight blindness, I guess you will think you're in a much smaller body than you actually are. And so nobody ever talks about how like fat people have weight blindness. We don't really notice how big we are until we lose weight, even if it's like 30-40 pounds. Sorry, someone just ring my doorbell. That threw me off. But yeah, like I was saying, like most fat people just don't even realize how big they once were until like they're on a weight loss journey and they're taking before and after pictures and they're like, wait, I look like a freaking like beluga whale. And so that's why it's also one of those things where it's like, give fat people grace, genuinely, because like some of us are just like so accustomed to these routines, and some people just don't even realize that like, whoa, this is actually affecting my health. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, not to sound like hella soft or anything, because I definitely think that it's not healthy to be obese. But yeah, like I was saying, nobody ever brings up weight blindness. We only ever bring up body dysmorphia, and there are two sides to the coin, two sides of the spectrum, right? And I don't know, I guess I just wanted to say that. Have a good night, beauties.
Body dysmorphia is so real, because I stepped on the scale today and I'm in the 180s. I have not been in the 180s since probably like freshman year of college. And the thing is, when I look back at those pictures freshman year of college, I'm like, ooh, she's so tiny, so cute. I look in the mirror now, I'm like, girl, you're still big. What are you doing? But I've lost like 38 pounds. When I look back at pictures, I'm like, girl, yeah, you were big. But I look in the mirror and say, girl, you're still big. And 180s is still overweight, but I have not been this small in 10 plus years. But when am I going to feel like I'm, ooh, itty bitty tiny again? I don't know if that's really gonna happen.
I'm noticing a lot of people talking about fat blindness and how, like, after going through a weight loss journey, you don't really realize how big you were when you first started your journey until you lose weight. And I think one of the biggest reasons why is because no one is ever honest with one another about our size, especially amongst women. Telling ourselves that we're thick when we're really fat is a problem, because you really don't know how big you are until you lose weight. Like, you really don't know your size until you look back at old photos. And this is coming from someone that lost a lot of weight. I lost like over 65 pounds. And even when I was bigger, like, I didn't know I had to lose like almost 70 pounds. I thought I had to lose like maybe 30 pounds because no one would ever tell me the truth. So I think it's about time we start telling the truth to one another. And stop lying. And this is not to say that you should feel bad about yourself if you are overweight, or that you should not like your body. Like, at the end of the day, everyone should love their bodies. But let's start being a little more honest, because honestly, lying to one another is doing more harm than good.
Nobody has the power to change you. I don't care. No amount of motivational speeches or gurus or coaches is going to make you change your life. You have to have the initial spark to decide that you want something different for your life. And I know society is feeding us with the idea of just love yourself the way you are, which is true. You can be obese, you can be fat, you can be not in the greatest physical shape and still love yourself from the inside. But it doesn't mean that you are not allowed to want to change your reality. It starts in here. It starts in your mind, okay? Let's stop lying to ourselves and beating down people who are saying, I want more. I want more out of life. I want better for myself. Just because you can't see that change happening for you, to yourself in your life, doesn't mean other people aren't allowed to want that. And I feel like this is where a lot of resentment towards people who say, oh, I want to be skinny come from. Because sometimes people are not in the adequate mental sphere to understand that, okay, these people are allowed to feel this way. Or why do I feel such resentment, such anger, such like discomforts towards these people saying that, oh, they want to be, why am I triggered? You're not asking yourself the right questions. If you're okay in your condition, knowing that you are physically sick, knowing that you can't climb a couple of stairs without feeling exhausted, and people on the internet are saying you're perfect the way you are, you're this, you're that, accept yourself. When you know physically you're ill, physically you're unwell, ask yourself the right questions.
Let's talk about weight blindness. As I mentioned before, at my highest weight of 350 pounds, at that time, you could not tell me that I was big or massive or I looked huge. You just could not convince me that I was that big, unless I got my picture taken. But I also wanted to mention how avoidant I was, because I didn't want to be faced with the truth of the fact of the matter was I was really big. And the only time I would ever really notice it is when I got my picture taken. Also, if I was in the bathroom with like other girls who were significantly smaller than me, then I would notice the massive difference. And then I would be insecure. And then I would also notice, I would try and avoid walking past like buildings with reflections and seeing my side profile, because I didn't want to jump scare. Like, I didn't want to be like, damn, who the hell is that? And then I'll see my face on top of that big body. And it would be embarrassing, because I'm like, damn, like my side profile is crazy, bruh.
Okay, here's the tea. I lost 40 pounds in just 3 months and kept it off, and this is how you're gonna do it too. Okay, step 1, mindset. If you're genuinely not ready for this change, then it's not gonna happen. If you're not ready to better yourself as a person, you're not ready to lose the weight and keep it off. Damn! Second, consistency. This goes for everything. If you're not consistent with anything in your life, you're actually not gonna get anywhere, and that's just facts. Remember that it only takes 2 weeks to break a habit or to form one. Let's be real, if you're still here, you're probably struggling with losing weight. Take some fucking sea moss, bro. Talk to your doctor first, but for most people, sea moss is not gonna harm you, it's only gonna do good. What sea moss does is it gives your body the essential nutrients that it needs to function on a daily basis, which is why it played such a big role in my weight loss journey. It helped me get in tune with my body, which prevented me from overeating and wanting to snack on random things. It gave me energy, curbed cravings. It detoxed my body so I'm no longer inflamed and my whole system is not backed up. This has nothing to do with weight loss, but my skin improved significantly. Sea moss is something that everyone should be taking. Again, talk to your doctor, but if you're getting the correct sea moss that's real, it's safe for everyone. Make sure that when you do get your sea moss, it's from a trusted company and that they have real sea moss, not the fake shit. Hopefully these tips helped you. You got this.
Believe it or not, this used to be me. I used to weigh 214 pounds. And I'm still actively working towards my weight loss goal. I've lost over 70 pounds. And the number one thing that I've learned throughout this weight loss process is how much weight loss blindness I used to have back then. Now that I look at it, even just saying 214 pounds, like, girl, over 200 is crazy work, right? But back then I would wear like my little crop tops, and I thought I was like hiding it well. Like, for instance, this bathing suit picture, I'm like, oh, if I just wear shorts on top, I'm gonna look so good. It's just so crazy. And it's like, even now, I would not wear the things that I was wearing back then. I knew I was getting heavy. Like, don't get me completely wrong. I was not delusional. I knew I was getting heavy, but I didn't realize how heavy it was. And I still don't realize it now until, like, whenever I look at my before pictures, I'm like, that literally used to be a completely different person. It's just so mind-blowing to me.
You never know who you are motivating while on your weight loss journey. You never know who you are motivating while on your weight loss journey. You have people like your friends, close friends, spouses, family members. You know, they see how you lost the weight and they see how good you look and how much sacrifices you put in. And then they start telling you, like, hey, you know what? I want to get on this weight loss journey now. What did you do? You know? And some people take that, I feel like some people might take that a bad way. Like, oh, wow, you see me lose weight, now you want to do it. That's a good thing. That's a beautiful thing. Why not lift somebody else up? Why not change somebody else's life as well? It's a really good thing. What that means is that person saw that, you know, you lost a significant amount of weight to the point where it's very noticeable. You lost weight to the point where it's very noticeable. They saw you lose that significant amount of weight, and they said to themselves, hey, you know, I want to do it now. This person did it, and they did an amazing job at it, obviously, because they want to do it too. So it's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. That means that you lost so much weight to the point where it's very noticeable, right? Not just that, but they saw the work you put in. They saw probably you early at the gym, whether they saw you physically or that you're posting online that you're at the gym, probably early in the morning or whichever. They saw you posting, see that you're at the gym. They see what you eat probably, or maybe you're posting or whatever. Or they might just see how much smaller that you're getting every time they see you. Either way, I think it's very motivating. You are motivating somebody, and that's a beautiful thing. All right, you never know who you're motivating on your weight loss journey. And I'm really big on that. Really, really big on community, lifting others up. So yeah, even if they won't tell you, because there's some people that won't say anything. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's a good reason, maybe a bad reason. You know, it's not always bad. Maybe they're just intimidating. Maybe they're just not a people person. They're just not like a talker. Whatever. Just know that even though no one's telling you that you're doing a good job, or even when you feel like no one's watching you, they are. They are, and they see your progress. And they're motivated by it.
I've lost 80 pounds in the last year. Proof. And here are some tips that helped me lose the weight, and I hope that they will help you too. First, social media. Follow who you want to be like. Get rid of all the mukbangs. Get rid of all the food channels. Start following
Weight loss influencers, okay? I follow Mina Zali. She is a lifesaver. She helped me throughout my entire journey, and she just helped me stay motivated. You want your social media to be full of people that you want to be like to motivate you. Every time you go on your phone and you're doom scrolling, you want it to be motivation and not something that's going to get you to stray from your diet. Second, walk. Move your body. You do not need a gym membership. All I have done to lose 80 pounds is walking workouts with Grow with Joe on YouTube, and I've walked outside and on my treadmill, and that is it. Okay, walking is so underrated. When you're walking, you want to walk at a faster pace so that you are in that fat burning zone, and you want to walk for a good amount of time, at least 30 minutes, but even 10 to 20 minutes, great. You know what? Because walking is better than not walking. So just anything. Third, don't buy food that triggers you, okay? If you have chips in the house and you know that that is one of your weaknesses and you're gonna eat that whole bag, stop buying chips. Don't have them in your house. Don't say, oh, I'll just have a little bit and then I'll put the bag away. Because you know yourself and you know you're not gonna put that bag away. Don't buy foods that trigger you. Yes, eventually we wanna be able to eat all foods in moderation, but right now you know that you are not headstrong enough to do that. 4, drink water, okay? You need to drink water. We are adults and we can drink water, all right? Your body is thirsty. You're not always hungry. A lot of it is because you're dehydrated and you just need to drink some water. Put some flavoring in it. It doesn't matter. Just drink water. Number 5, keep yourself busy. Don't just sit on the couch and think about food all day. Get a hobby, okay? Go for a walk. Leave the house. Clean the house. Just don't sit there and think about what you're gonna eat all day. Number 6, you're not gonna like to hear this, but you need to track your food, because if you're used to eating a lot of food, you don't know how many calories are in the food you're eating right now, and you need to educate yourself so that you can make those adjustments. Number 7, 0-calorie carbonated drinks, okay? That means sparkling waters, that means sodas. They're gonna help you stay more full, and they're also gonna help with that sweet craving, okay? I like to drink a sparkling water or a diet pop before I eat a meal so that when I'm eating the food, I'm going to be more full. That's it for now. Let me know if you want some more.
So I recently gave up sugar and carbs and all the good stuff in life, but I lost 18 pounds in 4 weeks, and I had posted a little video when I was only 9 days in. Yesterday was my 4th week, like starting my 4th week, okay? So I had posted a video 9 days in comparing my jeans and how like loose they were fitting me or whatever, and I was getting a few comments about like, okay, what are you eating, what are you not eating, this, that, and the other. So I thought I would kind of share with you guys what my diet consists of or whatever. First off, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not telling you that this is what you should do or anything like that. I'm just saying this is what I did and what has been working for me. So starting off, I am really short. I'm only 5'1", I'm 34 years old, I have 3 kids, I had my baby 10 months ago. My starting weight before I got pregnant with my 3rd baby was 147. And during my pregnancy, I gained a lot of weight, which is typical, it's normal. However, the weight that I gained with this pregnancy was mostly in my first trimester. When people are usually sick during the first trimester and losing weight, I gained all of my weight, meaning that after when I had the baby, none of that weight came off because that was like solid weight. That was eating carbs and eating junk food weight. That didn't fall off. So with that being said, after I had my daughter, I weighed about like 185, and I kind of did this little lifestyle change. I lost 15 pounds. I actually lost a little bit more than that, and then I completely fell off and started eating a lot of junk food again. My body type, I think it's called like endomorph or something like that, where like we don't really do well with carbs and sugar. Like we get bloated and inflamed. So after a few months of eating really bad, my start weight this time was 170. I weighed myself today and I weigh 152. So what am I eating and what am I not eating? I have given up pretty much all sugar, all carbs, meaning like donuts, cookies, crackers, bread for the most part, rice, tortillas, things like that. The things that I am eating are the low carb versions of those items. So I have bought like the keto version of like the little flour tortillas or whatever. So if I do have a tortilla, it's going to be that. I haven't given up all carbs completely. Like I have had a slice of bread here and there, but early in the day. I'm not eating it late at night. I'm not like munching on like Jack in the Box tacos anymore. Like those were my shit, okay? Earlier in my college years, I used to be able just to go on a calorie deficit in general. It didn't matter what I was eating, but my body has changed. I'm 34 years old. So things that I am eating these days, I'm eating more vegetables and more protein, meaning that for breakfast, an example of what I have is I get those frozen bags of like bell pepper, onions, whatever. I eat like that, vegetables, bell pepper, onion mix or whatever with scrambled eggs. Like I can make it all together with like half of a hot link, or sometimes I eat the whole hot link. Sometimes I eat a little bit of cottage cheese on the side. Sometimes instead of cottage cheese, I put cheese on my eggs and make it like all like cheesy melty. Like I said, I have been eating like a slice of sourdough toast here and there, but like not excessive amount of carbs because my body doesn't do well with gluten. I do still drink my coffee every single day. If I'm making it at home, I have the sugar-free creamer. So yes, I do eat like the sugar replacements, not the real sugar, because those are like the sugar-free replacements or whatever, like 0 calories. If I do have a soda, it's gonna be a diet soda or like a Coke Zero or like one of those, you know what I mean? And don't come for me and be like, oh, that's way worse than this. This is just what I'm doing. Somebody asked, are you eating fruit? If I do have any fruit, it's just a couple of strawberries because strawberries are not very high in sugar. So I'm gonna give you like a full day of what I will have, okay? Keep in mind, my day does start later because my kids don't go to school until like 12:30 in the afternoon. And yeah, so I'm not like eating all day every day. Like I don't wake up super early and start eating. No, like my day gets started way later. So usually in the morning I'll have some water or whatever. Sometimes I make my coffee at home, sometimes I don't. Let me give you an example if I was making my food at home. Okay, so I'm gonna make my cup of coffee at home. I have an espresso, or I just buy like the you know what I mean, the cold brew from Walmart or something. The creamer that I use what is it called, like the sugar-free almond milk, the one that's like no sugar or whatever. And then I also get, like I said, the sugar-free creamers, whatever. And then for breakfast, like I said, bell peppers, eggs, a hot link, and a slice of toast, okay? And then usually I'll take my kids to school at that point. And if I didn't already drink a coffee at home, because sometimes I'll make my coffee and I don't even finish it, I'll get a coffee out. If I get a coffee out, it's gonna be 3 shots of espresso over ice or whatever, and then like a low-calorie sweetener. I usually get either whole milk or a little bit of heavy cream. But yeah, in my coffee. And then I'll come home, and the coffee really, caffeine, I'm sorry if you're not a caffeine drinker, but caffeine really does curb your appetite. It just does. Once I do get hungry, it's gonna be later on in the day because like I said, I have a late start to my day already. Things that I eat is I've made salads. I've bought these chicken breast patties. They're breaded. Chicken breast patties from Target. They come like in a bag and they're really actually good. I'll bake one of those. Like say I didn't have my slice of toast earlier, I'll eat one of those because those have like 12 carbs in it or whatever because it's breaded. And like I'll chop it up and I'll make a salad out of it. I like those bags of salad, like the chopped salads. I won't eat the whole bag because it has like 4 servings in it, but like half the bag. So I'll have that. The other day I bought like, you know, like the pre-made garnitas. They have like just like different ones that are pre-made and like you just microwave them or whatever. I bought that and I had like garnita tacos or whatever, but with the low carb tortillas. So there's just like different options. The main thing is giving up that bad stuff. You guys know what's bad. The other day I went to In-N-Out and I usually would just get a normal burger, but I got a double. I was being a little fatty that day. It was a lot of food. But I got it protein style, animal style, animal style doesn't matter, but protein style meaning lettuce wrapped. Because again, my body type doesn't do good with bread. Like people are commenting like that I was swollen and stuff because I already have big cheeks as it is, but it's kind of like, damn, you know, when you take a look in the mirror and you realize like your clothes are not fitting and you just don't feel good. Yeah, you know what's bad? French fries. Like my kids are like McDonald's lovers and I was over here eating French fries. Like you don't realize how many fries you're putting in your mouth or whatever and like eating their nuggets. Sometimes I would only eat like 2 to 3 nuggets, but still it all adds up, you know, when you're eating bad things. I still will take a hot Cheeto or 2 from my daughter because like she likes hot Cheetos. I'm not completely depriving myself, but I just eat enough just to get the taste. Like, I don't know. Like, this may sound toxic, but like, you know that saying, like nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Right now in the moment where I'm at, that's how I feel. I'm like, I want my clothes to fit me again. I don't want to look in the mirror and just be like not feeling cute, not feeling yourself. And to each their own, you know, whatever makes you happy. This is what is making me happy right now. Things that I typically would do that I haven't done yet. is celery juice. Oh my gosh, I used to love to drink celery juice. I would also throw a cucumber in it because I just feel like it mellows out the flavor. I just haven't done that lately, but yeah, I'm just eating a lot more vegetables, a lot more protein, and taking out the junk. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know.
I used to be almost 300 pounds. I've lost 134 pounds. And sometimes I ask my friends, like, girl, why didn't you tell me that I was getting that big? They all have said the same thing. My baby daddy even said the same thing. My sister said the same thing. My brothers, they all said the same thing. Or like, we didn't realize how big you got until you started losing weight. And we started looking at your pictures before and comparing to how you look now, and like, damn, yeah, you were big, but we didn't see that at the time. And I think it might be because on this entire weight loss journey, I have always had so much self-love. I have had so much confidence. I felt beautiful at every single size. When I looked in the mirror, no matter what size I was, I always seen a baddie. I think loving yourself is the most important part of the journey, because not only is it good for you, but it radiates to everyone around you as well. My baby daddy was even like, I just always saw you for you, and I just loved you for you. Now that I lost weight, I actually have so many more insecurities. So losing weight would have not given me the self-love that I wanted if that was my goal with weight loss. You gotta love yourself from the inside out always.
I'm somebody who loves the gym, who swears by the gym. But if you want to lose weight, you know what you really need to do? You need to start walking. I think a lot of people sleep on the fact that you need to be moving your body, and exercise makes up a small amount of your daily caloric burn. Most of it comes from staying alive, and the rest basically comes from your daily movement. Standing, walking, which you know you don't do enough, is really the key to seeing true results. And plus, walking is super low impact. I'm also a runner girly, and I feel like running just spikes your appetite. Like, people don't tell you that running makes you so hungry. If you walk 3 miles and if you run 3 miles, you probably will burn close to the same amount of calories. But because walking is low impact, you won't get that hungry. I don't know, I feel like y'all sleep on walking. And this comes from a girl who literally sells workout plans. Like, I'm giving y'all the free recipe.